Hi, everyone. I have a major update to a situation that happened for which we have been advocating for one of our clients for a good few months now. So this situation happened at the LAX airport. But to give you a little bit of background on this case, this was a client that was involved with one of the now notorious companies that have been blacklisted, or they've been investigated by the USCIS for not following the rules or requirements as per the OPT program. This is for students who were on student visas. They worked at these companies for different amounts of time, and what ended up happening was that this particular client followed our advice. He had a packet that we had prepared to support his case at the consulate to prevent him from needing or requiring a waiver for fraud. And he was successful. So he successfully got a visa despite disclosing his involvement with this company that's being investigated. And he did not have to file a waiver for any kind of misrepresentation or fraud. So he, got a clean visa. Then, as he was re-entering, he was stopped by the CBP at the LAX airport. And at the LAX airport, they questioned him for hours and hours. They checked his phone, they checked his records, and he repeated the same information that he had disclosed at the visa appointment, basically that, even though this company was blacklisted, that he did not have knowledge of the fact that they were not following these rules at the time that he had applied for a position or started a position with them. So they questioned him. He followed all of our advice. And at the end, and this is very important for everyone to do, if you're ever refused a visa or refused entry at a port of entry, at an airport or even one of our land borders, it's very important for you to ask for a transcript of that interaction before you leave. And that's what he did. He asked for a transcript. And so that was a really good step, because then when he was refused entry, and he went back to his home country because he was refused entry, he had to book a flight back. We were able to review that transcript in detail, and we were able to see that this they had refused him wrongly, basically, that he had followed all of the advice, and that not once in his transcript did it indicate any kind of misrepresentation, fraud, anything of that nature. And so what we ended up doing was we ended up being able to contact the chief of the LAX airport, CBP, the CBP chief, and we were able to advocate for our clients using this transcript. And we were able to show, his side of the story to the CBP and say, that he was wrongly refused entry and he was wrongly removed from the U.S. So he had been issued what is called an expedited removal. That's basically another word for deportation. He had been issued an expedited removal from the U.S. and he was banned from reentry for 5 years. We were able to reverse this expedited removal. We were able to reverse the 5 years ban. And now our client is going to have to go again to the visa consulate, get another visa, which he should be able to do as he had the first time. And he should be able to re-enter the U.S. with no issues. This took approximately, I want to say, 5 or 6 months of advocacy, continuously following up. But, we've learned so much from this. And I want to make sure that you guys who are watching this also learn from this. One lesson is that advocacy pays off. If you know you're right, find the right people who will listen to you and keep fighting, okay? The second is that we have learned that it's really important, get this message to everyone you know. If you have a hard time entering the U.S., somebody's giving you a hard time entering the U.S., they're telling you to go back. Something happened. You said something, they found something, whatever. Make sure you get a transcript of that interaction. No one can advocate for you if they don't know what happened. And getting a transcript of that, if you haven't gotten it afterwards, is possible, but it takes so much time and it's an unnecessary waste of time when you could just get that transcript requested. You have a right to do it. You have a right to a transcript, okay? So get a transcript of that interaction before you walk out or purchase a ticket back. That's really important. The third lesson that we have learned through all of this is that basically, persistence is the only option. So I had to contact the chief of the LAX airport probably more than 50 times. 50 times. And this is like calling plus emailing plus calling, plus emailing some of their staff members to try to get a hold of them, then calling again. It was not a swift process. But that persistence and that dedicated advocacy, they knew that they couldn't just get away with ignoring us at this point. And that pays off. And so patience and persistence, and don't always just assume that whatever the government does is right, because they make mistakes a lot. And a lot of times, we have clients, if something goes wrong, they automatically think, oh my God, my lawyer's messed up. You never know. A lot of the times it's actually not the lawyers that messed up. A lot of the times it's the government that messed up. So don't automatically assume that the government is taking correct steps. Question and be very, just be very vigilant. Like, know what's in your packet, know what you're saying, be confident, and then don't just assume that they know what they're doing or that they're going to always be right. Because if you're right and if you know in yourself that you haven't done anything wrong, then you can confidently fight. And I'm just so relieved for our client, because this is a client where their family was split apart for months, over 6 months. I mean, more than that, because they were waiting for the visa appointment and stuff before that. So almost a year, split apart, right? And this procedure of fighting back took another 6 months. So they've been apart for that long. And I'm so relieved for them that they finally have a solution of reuniting. And, again, none of this stuff is quick. None of this stuff is easy. This is an everyday fight for us. For me and for a lot of our clients who have been in this immigration system, because it takes years. And you guys, the patience it takes for you guys, I totally acknowledge and admire. It's really encouraging to us to be in this with you and to be able to fight with you and for you. It energizes me every single day when stuff like this happens, because now I know it's possible. The next time this happens, I know it's possible. My client knows it's possible. And now you guys know it's possible. So thank you. Don't give up. And I look forward to working with some of you, or best wishes and whatever you're aiming for with this immigration system. Thank you.